Okay, so remember that they are changing my voice. This video is about Illuminati Part 1, the video I made in August 31st, 2009. That is 14 years ago. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, as I'll prove shortly. I deal in the facts. The facts are that I do not define the Illuminati in the same way as anyone else I've ever come across. I define it in a factual way, where the logical conclusion brings about the title. Okay, the argument of a central committee ruling over globalist operations that has to do with the bloodlines of the Western colonial governing class is sound. It is as sound as any argument can be that hasn't been completely, an argument that hasn't been completely proven, but an argument that has an overwhelming amount of evidence that screams that that's the case. So in part one, and in part two, I'm going to make a part two, and I'm going to talk about part two. In part one, I talk about how that we need a moral order. I talk about the idea of a moral order. And this is key here, because without reading that Horus intends to restore the divine order on any site, I came to the conclusion as God's son that I need to restore the divine order. So I start by telling people what the moral order is. I talk about the importance of giving power to a righteous king in order to help mankind and not a wicked one. No propaganda, no social club nonsense, no secret society, no Freemasonry, none of this stuff, no church propaganda, nothing like this, but as an individual. That's part of why this video, all my videos stand out, but certainly the video I made 14 years ago to this day, which is August 31st, 2023, and that was August 31st, 2009. Okay. I say again, a righteous king, not a wicked one. Not this wicked governing class we have, not people who are going to weasel and whine and tell you what you want to hear and cheat people, but somebody who's actually going to lead correctly and fairly. I also say that they are not given the knowledge to the wise, but they're given the knowledge to the wicked, that they stole this ancient knowledge about martial artists, about who's who, about the truth about Horus and anything else they could find and cover up. And they were giving it to the wicked people and not the wise person who's going to do the right thing with it. This is a core, that was like the central argument of Illuminati Part 1, and it's the title, okay, that there's a moral order and that they're cheating the righteous. This is long before I zoom in on Proverbs 10:31, where it says, "From the mouth of the righteous comes the fruit of wisdom, but a perverse tongue will be silenced." And Proverbs 11:30, "The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and one who is wise saves lives." So therefore the fruit of the righteous, okay, is wisdom, right? From the mouth of the righteous comes the fruit of wisdom. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life. The fruit of the righteous is wisdom, and it's a tree of life, and one who's wise saves souls, right? Because the body without the spirit is dead. So you're trying to save who the person actually is in reality, their soul and their ability to go to heaven, okay? And of course, this is the Old Testament, and in Revelation, people, it doesn't say that that's what happens in the end. That's not what's really happening now, okay? I'm trying to save them, but they're not responding, and this is what leads to the final destruction of man's ability to connect to God and for them and their offspring to go to heaven. Okay. I mentioned that Africans taught the other empires how to have their own empire and do it right, and that the cultures are a twist of African culture. I say that the white man's twist can be quite sinful and deadly. I bring up Noah and Ham as well as Horus.